So, day 37 of the travel vlog. Today we're talking about Kuala Lumpur again, and it's the markets and shopping.
Yes.
So shopping in general, which is always handy, and the markets to go and do the shopping.
Yeah, you say it's handy, but we were talking about this earlier. For a woman, I think I'm quite unusual because I don't actually like shopping. And I think you said, didn't you, that
I probably enjoy it more than you.
Yes. Yeah. So
and don't get me wrong, I'm not one to love it.
So maybe I'm a bit unusual there, but it's still, when you're in a new place and somewhere you've never been before, I do like to have a meander around, you know, especially the open air market type places and see what their traditional wares are and that. So let's move on, shall we? Let's crack on.
Yeah, we've got our notes again.
Yeah, so
Debbie's been hard at it.
So obviously we're talking about Kuala Lumpur again because we're spending, as you know, 1 month there.
Yeah.
And we're doing lots of research before we go to find out the kind of things that we're going to be doing and videoing for you.
Yeah, and breaking it down, you know, bit by bit rather than just
skipping over maybe we'll go there. So now we're finding out a little bit more about what to expect.
Yeah.
So hopefully you'll find it interesting as well. So the first one is called Central Market, which is Pasar Seni.
Yeah.
That was built in 1888. So that's been there quite a long time, isn't it? And it's a central market, and it's also a cultural and heritage landmark. So that sounds to me like it's probably going to be quite attractive to the eye.
Architecturally.
Yes, and inside are where all the stalls are, and obviously the salespeople. So, and they sell things such as local handicrafts, batik fabrics, wood carvings, pewter goods, and traditional clothing.
Right. So everything we're not going to buy then.
Well, that's the thing, you see, because this is stop number 1 on our 12-month tour. We're not going to be able to carry any of these things. However...
Again, slow travel.
Yeah, however, you never know. There might be like a traditional item of clothing there that we think would be perfect for the climate. And, we might just, buy the odd thing, but it's just to go and have the experience as well, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
The Annex Gallery upstairs often has local art exhibitions. So clearly there's 2 floors.
So that'd be interesting.
Yeah. And the outside has a little Kasturi Walk, which is a street market selling snacks and cheap souvenirs.
They're cheapies. Kiss me hats.
Well, in the UK, it's kiss me quick hats, but I don't know if you can still get them anymore, but they were the typical seaside purchase in the UK years ago. I don't know if it still is. And the costs, and I do apologise for the British viewers because our research has come back and I've only just noticed they've done it in US dollars rather than British pounds. Bear with us.
So we're mixing and matching as we go along. See, we're marvellous, we are.
Or is it not enough attention to detail on my part that I obviously didn't pick that up before I printed them off?
No, I think that's their shout.
So the batik scarves will be between RM20 to 60, which is the equivalent of about 4 to 12 US dollars, which will be even less in UK pounds.
Yeah. I think it's about 70 something pence to the dollar.
Yes, so you can reduce these prices down, obviously, for
to the British. US dollar, that is the American market.
Yeah, pewter trinkets. I don't really know what pewter trinkets are going to be. I'm intrigued to see what they might be.
Well, pewter is...
it's a metal, isn't it?
It's a metal, and trinkets could be all sorts, couldn't it? It's...
But that, to me, conjures up, like, small things.
Yes.
So we might buy something there, who knows?
I hope not, because then we'll travel around with it.
So they range from the RM of 30 to 100, which is 6 to 20 US dollars.
Okay.
And the street snacks, curry puffs are a common snack there apparently.
Curry puff?
I don't know, but I like curry.
So, if you know what a curry puff is, please, drop it down in the comments below because I don't know what a curry puff is. So that'd be interesting.
No, I don't. And again... And
the other is cool, is it?
Kui. It's Kuih.
Oh, right, Q.
Which sadly I don't know what that is. So if you do, let us know again.
Yeah.
And obviously I've got the same old issue. celiac disease. So will it be gluten-free?
Yeah, so I must admit, the more and more we look into the street food, I think you're going to struggle.
Well, I'm hoping it's not going to be a total washout.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay positive and keeping my fingers crossed. So, and those snacks are range, look, it's pennies, from RM2 to 5, which in US dollars is 40 cents up to $1.
Yeah.
So it's pennies.
Yeah. So to us, it's like 70 pence down to, I don't know,
25 pence,
20,
maybe.
30 pence, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it'd be great if I can have them. They're a nice cheap snack. Best time to visit is the morning up until midday. So, ideally between 10 to 1 p.m. for fewer crowds.
Yeah.
Weekends can be busy, but you may catch a live dance or music show.
Oh, wow. It's a bit like Covent Garden in London then.
Oh, is it? I've never
we
been.
go to Covent Garden and there's always people doing shows and like street magicians, street acrobats, street music, street dance.
I've never been, so oh yeah. So again, so you've got to weigh it up. Do you want to go when it's quiet, or do you want to go where it's slightly busier, but you might have a chance of seeing some entertainment? So, and it's all free.
And the bottom line is, if you're a tourist, you might as well enjoy it properly, haven't you? In no case, so depending on how crowded it is, it'll be interesting to see what it is like, and we shall film it and show you.
Yes, so I've got an idea that in my mind that the Central Market is not going to be as busy as the next place.
Okay.
Because this is Chinatown.
Yeah.
And it's actually in Petaling Street, and it's very well known, this street.
See, there's always a Chinatown wherever you go, isn't there?
Yeah, and this is Kuala Lumpur's Chinatown.
Wow.
And what to expect there? It's a buzzing night market.
Sweet.
But I like the idea of a night market. I feel quite excited about a night market. I don't know why. I've never been to one, probably, that's why.
That's weird.
And it's packed with counterfeit goods.
Okay. So if you're from Customs and Excise, we won't be buying them.
But you could, if you wanted to, get some handbags, watches, sneakers, those kinds of things. But they also sell souvenir trinkets and street food again. And it's saying you can haggle hard at Chinatown because it's expected.
Exactly. And it's quite funny. The first time I really haggled was in Turkey. And I haggled so hard that they actually got angry with me, and there was a big crowd around me, and I had to walk away because when you say haggle hard, you've got to be careful about that as well.
No, I think, and I think it mentions it later on in our notes, is, if you are haggling, obviously keep respectful, in your haggling.
Well, I've got a little...
to be driven down.
I've got a little trick with haggling, and it's one of my mentors that taught it to me, and it's with buying properties or anything, but... What it is, when someone tells you a price, you go, and you wait for them to drop the price. Then you go, and you just keep doing that. And they just keep dropping the price. It's mad. And you're not saying a dicky bird, and it's mad.
Well,
and
do you know what?
And do you know what? It really works.
Well, I think we should put this to the test in Kuala Lumpur.
Yes.
And I think this should be
a
challenge video that we'll make. And we'll buy something, obviously, that we're not going to throw away, something that we might potentially use.
Well, maybe we can buy something to raffle.
Oh, yes, because we've just launched a new raffle site.
Yes.
So that's a good idea.
Yeah, so if we buy stuff as we go along, maybe we'll raffle it as we go along.
As a raffle prize, yes. Yeah. If you're interested in having a little flutter, this is a new idea of ours. Just have a look down in the description below, because we will be putting the link to the other channel. It's called Freedom Lifestyle Raffles. So if you're up for a bit of fun, and just a very small flutter, you never know, you might win something. But I think that would be a great video, a challenge video.
I do.
For you to haggle.
Yes.
Using that technique.
Yeah, nothing else. I won't say anything. I'll just and see if we can get at least, say, a 50% discount.
Oh, I think we will. I think we'd get that anyway. But
without saying anything.
Oh, right, okay. So that would be a good video, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so you can try local foods like char kway teow. Apologies for the pronunciation. And that is a stir-fry noodle dish with a smoky flavour to it.
Right, okay.
That sounds quite nice. And then you can try a Hokkien mee, which is another noodle dish, but that's made more with soy sauce. It's a darker, richer sauce.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be the one who's going to be testing those sort of dishes out, because obviously Debbie can't have anything with soy sauce. So there's going to be dishes that I'm going to have to try. I'm going to put my life on the line and try this stuff, because Debbie can't.
But for all you fellow celiacs out there, as soon as I come across some gluten-free foods, I will be trying all of them.
Yes.
So yes, everybody's included on our journey. And what it's saying to expect is there's lots of energy with neon lights.
Wow. Okay.
And a friendly chaos.
Friendly chaos. What's a friendly chaos?
What a terminology.
How would you describe a friendly chaos? I'd love to hear your comments on that.
Yeah, or what would your expectations be of a friendly chaos?
Yes, friendly chaos. Everyone's really friendly, but it's very chaotic.
Yeah, I like that saying. Yeah. So I think that's a definite must for us, Chinatown. I think, and we'll probably have some fun there. The next one, I believe there's only 4, and this is number 3, and it's Suria KLCC, Pavilion Lot 10, which I find is a very bizarre title of somewhere to go shopping. Especially
in Kuala Lumpur.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like a nightclub, Lot 10 or something in the West End.
Yeah.
In the UK.
Yes. But apparently, this is next to the Petronas Towers with mid to high-end brands. So it's an internal shopping experience.
Yeah, I took a little nose at these notes earlier, and I think this is the real tourist trap.
This is the
This
mall.
is the expensive. This is the expensive bit, because you're in the midst of it all, and they trapped you.
Yes, and I think it's. I think it would be a pleasant experience because it's all air conditioned inside, and it would be a big shopping centre with the top brands. But obviously, you expect to pay the prices that you would pay for the top brands.
Yeah.
But there's a huge gourmet food floors and seasonal art installations. So it's
funny you talk about top brands, because I'm not really a brand person. I don't think you are either, are you? No. Not really.
No.
Although we like nice quality stuff. So I'm really intrigued to see what we can have made as we go along our travels around Southeast Asia. You know, clothing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think we'd rather buy one-offs, you know, and unique purchases.
And it's a bit of a story, isn't it? It's a bit of a, where did you get that? Oh, well, as it happens.
Yeah, there's a story behind that.
As it happens, there's this lovely little shop in the back streets of...
Yes, yeah. But back on to this Suria KLCC, Pavilion Lot 10. I would like to go there, not for the high-end shopping, but for its famous Hutong food court.
Right, okay.
Because it's a curated collection of Kuala Lumpur's most famous hawker stalls all under one roof. Cool. And it's a great place to sample local food in air-conditioned comfort.
Which is always a lovely thing, isn't it? The old aircon.
So I think I would like to go there. Obviously, just see what kind of shops are there, but mainly it's for the food court again.
So we can stuff our faces as normal.
So there you can, it's about costs now. Branded clothes, as I mentioned, will be Western prices.
Yeah.
The coffee in all the mall cafes are RM 12 to 20, which is US dollars 250 to 4.
So it's cheap.
Coffee.
So it's cheaper than the UK.
Yes,
for a coffee, but it's probably still expensive for that area.
Yes, but to us it's cheap.
Yeah.
Compared to the prices we pay in the UK. And this one I thought was super cheap. It's local dishes, so that's food. Anything between RM 12 to 20, which is US dollars 250 to $4.
Isn't that mad? That's mad. I mean, you go into Tesco's in the UK or one of the big supermarkets, and
you get a
sandwich. You might push the cheaper end sandwich for something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's mad, isn't it?
It is. That is the price of maybe a confectionery bar in the UK, and that's actually a food dish. So I'm very impressed.
It's probably, I'm guessing, it's probably very fresh. It's probably cooked in front of you. It's probably, your taste buds are going to dance at the flavours rather than just shove a sandwich in your mouth.
Exactly. So what a much nicer experience. So I would like to go there.
Yes,
definitely.
makes sense.
And the best time to visit is the weekdays because it's less crowded.
Okay.
And it's open between 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. And it also says that evenings can be quite nice if you wanted to see the Petronas Towers lit up. But as we are going to be in Kuala Lumpur
we're going to be going there anyway.
Yeah, we will probably
tower.
see the Petronas Towers lit up a few times, I would imagine. So we wouldn't need to go there particularly for that.
To be fair, especially as we arrive, and if it's a hotel to start with, which it probably will be, if not the whole term, depends on how much the hotel is. To be fair, we'll probably be able to see it from our hotel anyway.
Possibly. That would be nice, wouldn't it? And the final one, number 4, is Publika. And this is an artsy creative mall with a hipster vibe.
All right. The hippies are back.
Yeah, indie bookstores, art installations, craft shops and pop-up markets.
Excellent.
So there's lots of contemporary cafes and restaurants with Western to Asian fusion menus.
Nice.
I think that would be
interesting.
Lovely.
Yeah.
To see how they combine the Western and the Asian together.
Yeah.
So again, it's all food-based, isn't it? It's like we're going on a
I'll
tour.
tell you what, I'm just hoping that I come back at a reasonable size.
Yeah, me
because
too.
I think we're just going to do nothing but eat.
Yeah, it's becoming a bit of a food tour, this, isn't it?
Isn't it?
But I'm okay with that.
And maybe we'll create a recipe book or a food book for all the different delights that we've tasted along the way.
Oh, but the overall vibe is modern, young and artistic. So whether we fit in, I don't know, because we're not very young.
Well, I'm very modern and I'm very young.
Well, we're not. Exactly. The cost, approximately, for a coffee there is between RM12 to 18, which in US dollars is $2.50 to $3.50. So slightly cheaper.
So again, reasonable.
Local handmade jewellery. So I like the sound of this.
Yes.
I love the idea of handmade crafts.
Yes.
And
maybe they're making it in front of you.
Who knows?
Because you do see that sometimes, don't they? Where they're tapping away at a bit of silver or gold or whatever and creating a piece of art.
Yeah, and that's what I like I mentioned earlier, is the one-offs, the unique pieces, because they mean more to me. Like Patrick said, you have a story behind them. So the local handmade jewellery there is anything between RM30 to 100, which is an amazing $6 to $20 US. So the most expensive piece there is going to be $20.
That is mad.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I am intrigued to find out what metals they're using.
Exactly, yeah, it does depend on what metals it is, but if it's gold and silver and these kind of...
I can't imagine it would be at those prices.
I don't know how they could afford it. Yeah.
No. But it may be like a local stone, that's found in the mountains there or something, which could be a pretty colour.
Some kind of opal or something like that,
it'd be nice to see. And the best time to visit is weekend afternoons.
All right.
If you want to catch events, because clearly they must have events there as well.
Okay.
But weekdays if you prefer a quiet browsing experience. I'm not sure which I would choose out of that.
Yeah, I'm more of a browser.
Browsing.
But again, you don't want to miss some decent events.
Well, we don't know what the events would be because it didn't actually go into any detail about what the events might be. But
so a bit torn on that one.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to decide right now, but so I like the sound of all of them, probably, because they're all slightly different, which is nice.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree. Now, if you want to come along with us, do subscribe.
Yes.
We'd love you to join us on our journey and get to know you better. So do comment and always look in the description, because in the description we will have links to like our new channel.
Our website.
With the raffles.
Not our website, sorry, our email address.
Yeah, our email address. And, you can always drop us an email.
Yeah. Happy to speak to you at any time. So
if we can help on your journey. Maybe you're planning a journey and that's why this is of interest to you. Yes.
So join us again tomorrow when we still will be in Kuala Lumpur.
We're still in Kuala Lumpur tomorrow.
So
I think there's quite a bit, isn't there?
There's so much to do in Kuala Lumpur, and because we're allowing a month there, we'll have the time to do it. So, so catch up with us tomorrow and see what we're chatting about in Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah, look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Yeah, take care. Bye-bye.